the busy Gangnam district of the Korean capital Seoul, people are trickling into this movie theater on a Sunday afternoon. Cinema closures amid the pandemic had made the country's moviegoers miss the experience so much that they order out for cinema food, from popcorn to nachos, so that they can enjoy a movie night experience at home. But tonight, it's not a movie they are here for. Here's a clue. A post-COVID box office revival is nowhere in sight. The only screening almost sold out. A live virtual tour of Hong Kong. On February 28th, the first cinema-released virtual tour opened to the public, as theater companies and tour guides realized they could both benefit from the popularity of these tours. It marked the beginning of live virtual travel.
반갑습니다. 안녕하세요.
Virtual tours are happening around the world, but in South Korea, it's becoming a profit-making business. The biggest pull, it's live and interactive.
The virtual tour was not a recorded version, but very live. And it was held in a big theater with big screen, with a big sound. And I really felt like traveling Hong Kong in person. Even it is easy for me to be immersed in the scene. As he went up with the peak tram, and finally we could see the view together. And everybody was like, wow, in the theater. And it was really meaningful and fun. I will definitely try out more virtual tour, even after COVID.
Audiences normally watch pre-recorded, pre-edited virtual tours, but Hong Kong's tours are conducted live.
안녕하세요. 싱크 맞춰주세요.
Behind the virtual tour that's real-time, interactive, and worth paying for is Shin Young-hoon, a South Korean tour guide based in Hong Kong. The pandemic has brought the tour industry to its knees, but Shin decided to push the boundaries.
I started the online tour because I needed to regain my confidence during the pandemic, and that I can do my favorite work again. Also, happiness and peace came to my family.
The response was overwhelming. On one night, his tour was joined by more than 1,600 Koreans simultaneously, all of whom had been craving a taste of Hong Kong. Just with 2 smartphones, a stabilizer, and a microphone, Shin navigates the streets of Hong Kong, guiding his audience seated in front of big screens in Seoul with interesting tales and anecdotes from his 20 years of experience as a tour guide. He says any individual tour guide with a storytelling ability and a little interest in technology can do this. Shin hopes his success in this new venture will inspire other tour guides to do the same and see that there is still a future in this industry. If a tour is like a movie, then the tour guide is the director, and the theater chains and booking platforms are the distributors, and the company producing the tours are the studios. In Shin's case, the studio is GuideLive. It's the first travel company in Korea that has turned the concept of live virtual travel into a marketable product. Co-founder Han Ju-young says even when tours go online, the essence of travel remains the same. Tour guides.
Compared with YouTube content, that's one of the most important things. You can actually talk with a tour guide. We can show some sort of streets, and we can actually go into the shop. And the audience can ask tour guide, oh, I would like to buy that. Oh, really? I can buy for you. So that depends on the tour guide. Your tour experience will be totally changed.
GuideLive has seen rapid growth in sales with virtual tour products over the past 8 months. Despite some tours being forced to stop due to lockdowns in their countries, more than 30 live virtual tours are still on offer, charging a discounted price of around $90 for a 90-minute trip. So far, over 17,000 virtual tourists have taken part since they launched. In Hong Kong, the tourism industry continues to take a beating from the pandemic. But the suffering was more devastating for an industry that had already gone through a challenging 2019. Over the last 2 years, almost 200 travel agencies have gone out of business. Executive Director of the Travel Industry Council, Alice Chan, says those still in business are on the edge of collapse, downsizing or sharing offices with other agencies and laying off staff to stay afloat. Are virtual tours enough to save the industry?
Individual tour guide can do that, but they have to develop their other skills to plan their tours well, and they need at least one supporter. I mean, if there's a network problem, you have to contact with your clients. You actually need at least one person who can do their backup.
He adds that their tours are also guide-driven, so people have their favorite guides the same way movie buffs have their favorite directors. Popular guides have large followings.
Tourism board, they can do some promotion to other countries. Okay, we can provide this, and they can collect people. They can do some promotion because the travel agents can make money, tour guides can make money, and your government can make money as well.
There are fast movers tapping into this new market. A promotional video created by the Korea Tourism Organization featuring the country's landmarks with catchy yet oddly addictive music and kitschy dance moves hit over 500 million views. In a KTO survey conducted in Taiwan, 71% of 518 respondents chose Korea as the first country they would visit when air travel resumes in the future.
Online virtual tours aimed at potential tourists are expected to provide vicarious enjoyment and heightened interest in Korea, leading to an increase in the number of visitors to Korea from all around the world after COVID-19.
Now, the KTO is gearing up to offer live virtual field trips for Hong Kong students from May. In this new era of virtual travel, how can we travel without traveling?
The reason why people travel is not to arrive, but just to travel.
In Korean expression, we say O2O, online to offline, or offline to online. So if you end right after the real tour, when you come back, you want to remind your unforgettable memory, things like that. And you just join again. Hey, Mr. Shin, I was there for about a year ago. I want to see you again.